things off for the Bengals.
Another 210. Ball just comes in light, and you can see, you know, he's just trying to get loose, you know, get that right arm loose and get flowing.
Yeah, the consistency of technique. Oh, that one flirts with the edge, but comes back for Lawless, and it leaves him with just a single pin left.
Yeah. Ball just came in light, and no help from the messenger on the 4-pin there.
How much does shining the ball, polishing it, buffing, whatever the technical term is, how much does that help with the roll?
Well, there's several different ways. You know, I think what you're mentioning is they're just kind of wiping the oil off their ball as in hopes that it will, you know, hold its shot shape and not, you know, the more oil on it, it might
deviate from the path. Or
not
whatever.
necessarily deviate, but it might actually hold its path longer and not hook as much. It might slide a little bit. So, yeah, they're just kind of wiping it off. You know, sometimes if my ball is hooking too early, then I kind of want to keep more oil on it just to have it hold a little bit longer. But, you know, these kids know what they're doing. They throw, you know, however many hundreds of frames a week. So,
yeah, you look a lot of these kids when they sort of filled out their bios before this event. A lot of the kids have been bowling for 4+ years, some as many as 10.
Right.
8-10 years, so
yeah, so they know pretty darn well what exactly they're looking for and, you know, what they want out of their.
They've got their 10,000 hours.
Right, 10,000 frames, 10,000 strikes, 10,000 spares. All of it. That ball will be light.
What's the? How do you? Is it a process to kind of dial in your perfectly weighted ball, like what weight you want to throw?
Yeah, I mean, well, it all comes down to, yes, you know, you want to throw at the most consistent speed.
Beautiful
Wonderful
shot there.
flush shot there. You want to keep a consistent speed. I mean, as you'll look, you know, if you're keeping track of the miles per hour, yeah, a lot of these kids are, you know, throwing all different sorts of speeds. But, I mean, it really doesn't matter as long as you can throw it consistently the same speed and get it to where you need to get it. It'll always come back and hit the pocket. So. I guess, yeah, I mean, if you're going to be throwing it a little bit slower, perhaps you want 13, 14-pound ball, you know, but it really doesn't matter. It's just all about consistency and comfort.
Speed as Xander Hoskins makes
rips out the 4.
2 straight strikes for the Bengals. After Uyanen did that as well. Shara Miller. Still with a single pin left, just like she did in the first frame. Beautiful shot there to clean up the spare for Teixeira. And yeah, like you said, and you're kind of demonstrating it in your commentary as well, but yeah, the amount of camaraderie as these kids get to know, they're competing, but they're also celebrating each other's success, which is fun to see. As
flat 10
with a little bit of work to do. After he started out like a house of fire. Speaking of a house of fire, Kopp just
solid 9.
Single pin away. But yeah, there is that element of luck, like you said. And
well, and even if you throw a perfect shot, I mean, statistically, people have analyzed thousands of frames from professionals. Statistically, even if you throw a perfect shot, 95% of the time it'll strike. And then there's that 5% where you get something like that. You know, you leave a 9-pin, an 8-pin, or 10-pin, whatever.
Yeah, where it's nothing you could have done differently or better.
And the pins are just so weirdly shaped that they, you know, bounce around in ways that you may want them to or not want them to.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, it really is like, you know, golf. You know, you can get a weird bounce and end up in an ideal line or, you know, ideal spot. So.
I don't think I ever noticed the finger warmers on the edge of the end of the as well.
Yeah, that's a fan.
As a fan, finger coolers, I guess. Wow, a couple of strikes. Dueling strikes here on lanes number 1 and 2. as Hermasaki and Mason Clark. Clark, I believe, up to 4 strikes now for this game after his three-peat in frame 10. So he is red hot for the Bengals. This game all squared at 76. Midway through.
6, 9, 10.
There must be some percentages out there as well about what's the toughest spare to pick up.
Oh,
I would guess the 7-10 split.
Toughest spare and toughest split can kind of be two different things. Yeah, 7-10 split is very difficult. However, that has been converted, I think, 4 times on television with the pros. And there's a tougher one that has 5 pins. It's called the Greek Church. I call it the Big 5.
Okay.
But it is very tough, and hopefully we do not see it tonight.
Yeah,
but if we do, I'll point it out.
That'd be tough. 96 apiece is Tilligny.
Yeah, with a huge ball there. Now working on a turkey.
Yeah, that was a great ball. 3 straight strikes now for the Bengals in 4 of their last 5 frames, as they look very much like the team with the 212 average. Full bowl there, but a little bit of work left to do.
Yep, baby split.
Thibodeau. Yeah, we were talking about it off air before this broadcast started, and there's just a universality to the sound.
Yeah.
Right? You just know a bowling alley just always sounds the same. And it's a beautiful thing, whether it's the ball rolling down the lane or the sound of striking the pins. As Thibodeau comes up empty on the spare, despite his best efforts. Xander Hoskins will try to keep things rolling.
Hoskins working on a triple. There he is, the lone lefty.
Oh. Yeah, it just did not quite fall his way.
Huge penalty.
Miller
with
collect it. Wow.
Little late tap on number 10.
Beautifully done from Teixeira. Miller, who's gone spare strike. And Coon Rapids trying to hang around, trailing 147 to 123.
Yep, Hoskins is going to go for count, and that does not count.
So if it goes in the gutter and then hops back, interesting.
That is no count.
Okay. Well, it was fun to see anyway.
Yeah.
So 9th frame, as Mason Kopp tries to keep his productive afternoon going.
Kopp is working on a strike. Trying to step up, get that 9th frame set. Oh, and he does.
Wow, great shot from Mason Kopp. There's another kid who's been in the Coon Rapids lineup. He's been a mainstay the last couple years.
Foundation frame. Oh, washed out.
So
1-2-10.
Lundstrom gives the Bengals an 11-pin lead.
Yeah, that's close.
Lundstrom, 9 years bowling, 6 in high school. And he's gotten 299 twice.
Oh.
So single pin away from a perfect game.
This is going to be a huge spare if he gets this. Oh, unbelievable.
Wow. Well done. What was the key to that spare,
Well,
Joe?
he actually threw backup ball on that. So he, normally when you're throwing right-handed, you're spinning it so the ball goes to the left. He actually spun that kind of backwards so the ball was going to the right. And, yeah, it was a great finesse technique and paid off.
Wow.
Got the spare.
Clark continues to just do absolute damage in the 10th frame.
Yeah, Clark was able to follow up huge with that with a huge strike. Huge ball there, too.
Hermasaki trying to keep his team in it. 177 to 173. Clark, last game, went 3 for 3 with strikes in this frame.
Oh.
Not going to do it this time, though. despite his
4-9
best efforts.
split.
Game again. This is a best of 3, a best of 5 games situation between Blaine and Coon Rapids. Cardinals will move over to lanes 4 and 5 and face Andover after this.
All right, huge ball for here. Smaki coming up.
Clark unable to pick up the spare. Meanwhile, 3 straight strikes collected by the Cardinals. And a strike here, I believe, would help them overtake Blaine. And he gets it. Huge roll from Nico Hirsamaki, one of the Cardinals' big leaders.
What a huge finish for Coon Rapids. I mean, they struck 4 times now, 8th, 9th, and twice in the 10th. I mean, that's what you got to do. Step up in those frames. Come back and win games just like that.
Yeah, 4 straight strikes now as Hirsamaki will try to make it a clean sweep in the 10th frame. And he does.
Tripped out the 2.
What a way to finish, and Coon Rapids takes game number 2, 203 to 186. Thanks to Nico Hirsamaki.
Sorry, that was the
role.
4 pin you tripped out. My bad.
That's all right. We'll forgive you this time, Joe. Nico Hirsamaki coming over and congratulating his grandparents. This is a young man who's going to be going to Australia for 6 weeks after high school and then on a mission trip. So not in a hurry to start his college career, but you know, he's getting that life experience, which is great.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Also plays pickleball and volleyball besides tennis and bowling for the Cardinals. So got a good battle here between the 2-time state champs Coon Rapids and top-ranked Blaine. Bengals hoping to inch that score up above 200.
Yeah, I mean, both games, last game, both were so close. So, you know, it could come down to the 10th frame for either of these teams in the next 3 games.
Yeah, and you can tell that, you know, their lineups are both pretty stacked.
Thibodeau's just gonna
as Thibodeau
shake that one up.
Starts off with a strike.
You know,
Place and taking
fruit
his
salad
at the top. But you said it's called a fruit salad when it's sort of explain what a fruit salad is to the listeners.
That's just what
viewers.
I call it. I think they're called like light mixers, just when the ball doesn't necessarily hook as much of an angle in the pocket, but the pins just kind of rattle and knock each other all over. So that's what I call it, fruit salad.
There's something like a swish in basketball. There's something very pleasing about seeing a bowling ball just kind of hook into the middle just
like that, all 10
just
back.
like that, and just knock everything down. They just knock the pins back. Beautiful shot there.
Back-to-back jacks for the Cardinals.
Yeah, and if you go back to the last game, I believe that's 7 straight.
Yes.
They finished, I believe, with 5 or 6 straight. Beautiful shot there. Lianen again pumped up to be bowling on television. I believe that's his 4th strike maybe already of the afternoon.
Nice. All 10 back for Miller.
Yeah, Miller's got a couple strikes going. She had one spare strike last game, and now she's started off a strike, and again, the strike train continues. Lindstrom tries to respond and does.
A little late tap on number 10.
How about this? 6 frames, 6 strikes between the 2 teams so far.
We have a game brewing for sure.
Yes, we do. Mason Kopp. He's been a strike throwing machine today. As has Clark, who's preparing to roll. First Kopp. And he leaves a couple out there. And that one, I wonder if it's just the angle that the ball came in.
Yeah, that ball came in high. crossed over, and he's honestly lucky he didn't get a major split there. That's light, and he's going to leave 2-8.
Interesting, right? One behind the other, although that's a spare you can pick up in theory.
It's a little bit more difficult. But Clark should not be having too many thoughts right now. Just, get the ball where it needs to go.
Kopp, no trouble picking up his spare. We're in the third game. Best of 5. Each team has won a game apiece.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
You know that, and
that's the broadcaster's curse, Joe. I just said, oh, it's going to be so easy to pick up that spare, or should be.
Well, that ball just had so much hook at the last second there, and just really got away from those pins. And that's kind of do you hook at your spares, or do you just throw a ball straight at your spares? Typically with that spare, I would hook at it, but I mean, never really know what's going to happen.
Hersamaki is on a heater. 5 straight strikes now for him.
And that is how you take advantage of your opponent leaving an open frame for sure.
And 4 of 5 frames with strikes for Coon Rapids as Rob DeVries coaches in the background. Now it's Hoskins.
6-pin. Yeah, it was a good ball. Just came in a little high, and you know what? Just shake it off. Focus on making the spare, and just think about the adjustment you have to make in the 10th frame.
It'll be Brady Lawless who will lead things off in the 6th frame for Coon Rapids as Hoskins able to collect his spare. .108.96 at the midway point of game number 3 here between Coon Rapids and Blaine. Bill Hupp, Joe Sigourney.
Lawless.
Lawless, a big bender.
The bucket.
One came in a little high.
Now this is a tricky spare, and Lawless is thinking he's probably thinking whether or not he actually wants to hook at this or throw straight. Really important that Coon Rapids picks up the spare and stays clean with their frames.
Caden Japour with a strike.
Japour with a big ball there, coming back after open frame spare.
4th already.
He's going to hook at it, and he's...
Yeah, again came in high.
So open frames for both teams here in this 3rd game. Only one.
And open frames meaning nothing when you didn't get a strike or a spare, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So no score multiplier for your next shot.
Questions for all the fans out there.
Oh, ask away.
With a big bender and that. Well, I believe that's the 8-pin.
That is the 4-7-10.
4-7-10. That's what I get for guessing. Nicely done there. Big smile.
And that's a big ball coming back after an open frame.
Yeah, Scott Jenkins getting it done. Yang will try to do what he can here.
Oh, what an attempt.
Very close. Nearly knocked the 10 over.
And that's pretty risky when you have a strike. Typically, you just want to get the count, but no, he went for it.
Yeah, he was in a tough position. We're tied at 134 with 7 frames in the books for Tashara Miller.
Oh.
Just getting it done, and the 10 almost toppled. She, I think, has the most casual approach when throwing up the rock, but she's getting it done.
Calm,
Lindstrom now.
Cool, and collected. Lindstrom, light
Beautiful
mixer.
Shot.
7 goes late.
That adds so much hook, it could have been a captain in Peter Pan.
Right.
And Miller cannot pick up her spare, so Clark will take the mantle and try to add to the strike totals for Blaine.
Clark's looking for a double. Set him up for the 10th frame here. Oh my goodness.
I'm not sure how he didn't pick up a strike there.
Solid 9-pin.
He He is baffled as well.
Just shake it off.
But Mason Clark has been one of the standout bowlers in this match so far, as has Mason Kopp. Steps up. And
The light mixer.
Another strike. Fruit salad.
Fruit salad, there we go.
Beautifully done there by Clark to pick up his spare, although he'll be disappointed. 164 to 162. Coon Rapids trails it by 2 pins as we head to the 10th and decisive frame. And it looks like Hoskins will be rolling for Blaine.
Right now, Coon Rapids does have a strike in the 9th, and Andover only has the. Yeah, Andover only has the.
Blaine.
Is it Blaine?
Has,
I'm
yes.
so sorry.
It's okay.
Goodness, I'm ready for the next match already. My bad, y'all. Blaine is a spare in the 9th frame, so.
So advantage Coon Rapids,
right.
Although here Samaki did not pick up a strike there. 9 pins down for him. Hoskins' turn. Went in from the left, and he just leaves the one hanging in the corner.
Yep, and that's got to be an adjustment you got to make as a lefty. You know, you want the ball to finish in between the 8 and 9 pin, and the ball just finished in the wrong spot and went right past the 7. So big adjustment to think about after he makes, or after he attempts the spare here.
Each bowler with a pin left. Hoskins, the picture of focus and concentration as he manages to pick it up. Beautifully done from the lefty. You notice how he started on the right side, kind of the lane, and then spun it back.
Mm-hmm.
So now Hersamaki tries to answer.
Oh.
And does not. A rare miss from the Cardinals senior captain. So 180 will be the Cardinals' final score, and then we'll see what Hoskins does, as this will just add to the victorious total. 191 to 180, a tough loss for Coon Rapids, a close one. Came down to the final frame, but ultimately they fall just short, losing by 11 pins. So Blaine has taken 2 of the first 3 games here in this match. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see Coon Rapids get this one, though, and force a 5th and decisive final frame. And they are piling up the strikes. Great highlights there as Clark and Kopp did battle. Yeah, it's very interesting with the coaching. How do you sort of adjust your lineup, and where do you want guys to, bowlers to go?
Right. I'm not really sure. I'm not the one making those decisions.
Right.
It might be more of just a confident thing. It might be who the coach thinks is confident enough to step up and throw strikes or big shots when they need to. So. Yeah.
No, and certainly they're all capable of bowling at the end of an order.
For sure.
Place has been the go-to, though, Jack Place, to start things for the Bengals, and he'll do so here. Bowling in lane number 1.
We saw 11 strikes in the last game, so let's see if the bowlers can keep it consistent, or if they'll need to start making adjustments.
No strike gathered here in the first attempt. Meanwhile, Thibodeau, who's been kind of the go-to leadoff bowler for Coon Rapids after the first game, steps up.
Brooklyn
knocks it down.
It doesn't.
Is Brooklyn your term, or is that a bowling term?
That's a bowling turn.
It's
so
a
when
bowling term,
when the ball crosses the lane completely to the other side of the head pin, we just call it Brooklyn if it strikes.
Nice.
But
I like it. I was just curious.
Yeah.
The derivation.
I think
origination.
I think that comes from like New York. If I could be wrong. I'm sure someone.
Oh, I'm sure.
Someone
it
might
has to
correct
do
me,
with
but it has
borough,
something to do with like New York. If you cross over, you go to Brooklyn, and then like if you're in Brooklyn, you cross over, you go to New York or New Jersey. I don't know.
That makes sense. There's got to be a reason.
Total
Place
sense.
manages to pick up. his spare, so a strike and a spare so far for each team.
Oh, send back.
Beautifully done there by Scott Jenkins. Nowhere will you see louder and more fun jerseys either than bowling.
Oh, yeah, they've got, yeah, it's crazy. Like, you watch bowling from, up until the 2000s, and it's just all plain colored polo shirts, but.
Huyanen, just a textbook strike. Another one. His mom sits next to us taking notes. I'm sure she's very proud of what her son is producing. As he is just racking up the strikes in that second slot in the Blaine lineup. To Shara Miller. Tries to answer and
kick it.
Oh, so close.
The 9-pin will wobble but not fall.
It's like a putt that hangs on the lip of the cup.
Right.
Meanwhile, Clark leaves a pin out there. 57-48.
We're seeing quite a few stone 9s, especially on that right lane.
Yeah, and you wonder if that's somehow the lane itself, the construction of the lane, or just the way
probably not.
Things are going right now. I don't know. Clark tries to answer Miller's spare and can't, so advantage Coon Rapids as Miller
first open frame in the match, yeah.
Yeah. Clark, a very expressive bowler, so you know when he's disappointed as he walks around shaking his head. Kopp with that distinctive giant green ball.
And I'm trying to see what kind of ball that is.
It's like a gumball. I can tell you what he throws.
High flush. Great insurance on that shot.
It says radical, beyond ridiculous. So, I don't know. Xander Hoskins, the lefty.
Huge. 10 goes late.
10 toppled over. Kopp has a 300 game to his name, but a great response there from Xander Hoskins, just a freshman, 12 years bowling. So he's essentially been bowling since he was like 3 or 2.
He started bowling before he even knew what it was.
Yeah, exactly. He's riding his e-bike and watching hockey in his spare time. Nicely done by Lindstrom, although he'll wishing he had a strike. Nikolai Hersamaki goes by Nico for short. Longtime fixture in this Coon Rapids lineup and a part of state championship teams. And textbook strike right there as he and Lindstrom share a high five, 99-76. 2 straight strikes now and 4 of the first 5 for Coon Rapids. Lindstrom collects his spare. There's not much separating these two teams, as you kind of indicate from the scores. I mean, Blaine kind of ran away with it in the first, but Coon Rapids, 203 and then 180.
Coon Rapids is getting dialed in.
Yeah.
Clean through 5 frames. And we got Lawless working on a double in the 6th.
Lawless brings it way outside.
Through the nose, and that's going to be a penalty.
Explain through the nose.
Through the nose, ball just missed. The pocket is for right-handed people. It is
bowlers.
the 1-3. Bowlers is the 1-3 pin, and when it comes through the nose, it just hits the head pin, and it's not very pretty, and you get nasty messes like that.
Okay. What is the penalty for going over the line? At the top of the frame?
That's just a foul line penalty that just counts as a 0.
Oh, okay.
I meant penalty is in he has to go for count and decide whether or not he wants to try to actually shoot at that split or not.
Penalized in that he couldn't collect a spare realistically.
Right.
Japor.
When you're coming off of a double like that, the smart thing to do is just take the medicine and get count.
Right.
Rather than try to be the hero. Especially, that was their first open frame, both teams. have open frames now as we begin the 7th.
124-96 is Hoskins.
All 10
adds
back
to the strike total. He's a very unassuming bowler. He's not the most aggressive or kind of technical looking bowler, I'll say, but he gets the job done.
Right, his approach is very mellow compared to a couple of the other bowlers that we've seen.
That's a good way to put it. Him and Teixeira Miller, but they're
getting lethal with their accuracy for sure.
They're racking up the strikes. So here's Dylan Yang, unable to pick up a spare. So yeah, more often than not, when there is an open frame with bowlers of this quality, there's just the one pin. When there is an open frame, and there's usually not too many open frames.
Right.
134-105 is, speaking of Teixeira Miller, game number 4. And she'll have a little bit of work to do for her spare.
Yep, that just crossed over a little early. Still a good ball. Left the 6-10.
Clark, the polar opposite, throws with some spice, and he's got the 10 left to deal with.
And showing a little bit of emotion after that.
Yes.
He knows that he needs to make a big adjustment. I'm not sure if he knows what that adjustment is.
Miller, nicely done by her. Pick up her spare. There's a little smile. Not much for showing emotion, but Clark kind of waved it down. There's Teixeira. No one likes having a camera that close to their face.
Right.
Unless you're like a Bravo star or something. Mason Kopp with a chance to extend Coon Rapids' lead after they've gone strike spare in their last 2 frames. 9th frame here. Kopp takes it way outside and knocks him down. A little shake of the head from the sophomore. Now Hoskins, Xander Hoskins.
Huge.
Late break on that one. Beautifully
Boy,
done.
do they need that in their 9th frame.
They really did, and that one stayed left most of the way, and then at the very end hooked.
Right.
So now the big guns in each lineup, Lindstrom and Hirsamaki in the 10th frame. Each team trading spares and then strikes. In frames 8 and 9, 174-135.
Both have strikes in their foundation frames. There's another strike.
Lindstrom collects it there. I would say right now advantage Coon Rapids, but Samaki could use a strike right here. Just give that Coon Rapids a little breathing room and force a 5th and decisive game.
Right. Hirsamaki needs a good count on this next shot.
To be clear, they'll bowl that 5th game regardless, I believe, but
right.
it could be a decisive one.
Ball's away, looks. Oh, no, and he'll get very lucky. Trip out the too late, leave just a 10.
Yeah, and he kind of knew it. He put his hands up on his head as the ball was heading to the pins. So now a chance for Lindstrom.
And he, boy,
makes things very difficult on himself. 192-169 as Hirsamaki tries to pick up his spare. Now, it looks like Lindstrom's trading balls, so yeah, I always wonder the decision between how do you sort of decide which ball to use, as Hirsamaki leaves that hanging, and he knew it, so door somewhat open for Lindstrom, even though this spare looks difficult.
Just go for a count on that.
So that is going to be it. 192-171. Coon Rapids, each team trading games. Blaine won the first and the third. Coon Rapids games 2 and 4. Blaine so far today has bowled pretty consistently. 181, 186, 180, and 171. Coon Rapids there, you see it's 144, 203, 180, and 192. So, but how is, Joe, the decision made in terms of which ball to roll? Because these kids have multiple bowling balls to choose from.
Right. So,
Take a look at Julie Saba, the head coach for the Bengals.
In a typical bowler's arsenal, well, if you're like me, I only have one bowling ball. But
right.
If you're like many other bowlers, usually you have a ball that has a strong hook and a ball that has a weaker hook, and you just kind of, throw the ball based on what the conditions are. The bowlers are just throwing on a house pattern today. But no, they'll also have a spare ball, so that ball does not have a course, so it won't hook. It's unaffected by the oil. And then typically, yeah, if you're throwing at your spares, you want to throw a straight ball.
Fifth and final game as Place once again leads off and once again rolls a strike. He's done that several times for the Bengals. As they try to come away. One team will come away with a 3-2 win. Bengals will, I bowl against, I believe, Spring Lake Park after this game. There's 6 teams here total, as Thibodeau unable to pick up the spares, so an open frame for the Cardinals to start things here in the 5th game.
It's okay. Just shake it off. It's just the first frame.
Yep, plenty of bowling left to do. Yanin has been bowling extremely well this afternoon. He kind of gestured toward it,
yep.
And one left out there.
Ball just came in high.
Felt good about it. It came out of his hand, and good response there from Jenkins. So each lane with a single pin left to deal with. Huyanin says his favorite part of high school bowling is the team. And I think that's a sentiment echoed by most everyone we asked in these lineups between Andover, Blaine, and beautifully done there.
Right.
Andover, Blaine, and Coon Rapids. It's all about the camaraderie and the friendships, and the competing's great.
And for sure, when you're bowling the Baker format, it's all about team. You only get to throw 2 frames, so you really got to step up and throw a big shot, and then hopes that your teammates get a rise and can do the same.
Shara Miller still has a pin left. When she's had a spare to collect, it seems like it's always the 10. And I don't know if it's just her shot shape or what. But
yeah, probably shot shape and just.
Could not quite collect it there.
Shot shape and just kind of trying to figure out what works. Might be a little bit hesitant to make an adjustment, but she seems like she knows what she's doing regardless. So
Clark, just loving it. He's got a bit of the showman in him, which is fun.
Blaine is clean through 3 frames.
Yeah.
Coon Rapids has yet to close a frame as we begin the 4th.
Yeah, that's going to lead to a somewhat insurmountable lead at some point.
He kicked out the 6.
Hoskins.
What a shot from Hoskins.
Strikes through the first 4 frames. Good response there.
Kopp with a huge ball. Get a closed frame for the Cardinals.
Yeah, Kopp needed that one in the worst way for the team, not necessarily for him, for the team.
Right.
Lindstrom planning to go to college for sports management as Nico Hiramasaki.
All 10 back. There we go, and that is a much-needed shot after
Yeah, and
the
that's
last
what you
game.
expect, Joe, from the bottom of your lineup right there. Guys like Kopp and Hiramasaki lift the team up.
Absolutely, and that's why they're placed in those positions. You
Exactly. Lindstrom with a great response, though. Brady Lawless, the junior,
know, Lawless
part of the Coon Rapids Police Explorers. He wants to be a police officer after he graduates high school.
working on a double as we begin the 6th. That's high. 6-10.
He uses the Trailblazer and the T-zone.
Yep, T-zone. That's going to be that's a spare ball. That's not going to hook. So
That hooked well enough right there. Oh, the T-zone doesn't hook. That hooked right there.
yeah, it did.
From Japour, Caden Japour.
Japour kicks out that 7 late.
4 straight for Blaine.
Lawless about to. It's all right.
Tried to get it, but could not. Hoskins, just a freshman. Jesper Svensson, his
The
favorite
Iceman.
bowler.
Yeah. It's a left-handed, two-handed bowler.
That makes sense. Yang trying to make it
That is going
5
to
straight, not quite.
end the strike streak there for
But a
Blaine.
sizable lead for the Bengals, 154 to 80.
And that's exactly what the Cardinals needed just there.
Yeah, well done there from Scott Jenkins. Just an 8th grader, Scotty Jenkins.
Oh, he's got. Oh.
So a T-zone, yeah, I'm seeing T-zone a lot. That, like you said, that seems to be the spare of choice. Spare ball of choice as Tashara Miller, who has bowled a 288 in her career. Planning to attend med school, college and med school, when she's done with high school, as she's got
5-10
a tough split to pick
that
up.
one is
Yeah.
tough.
Clark with a big fist bump. He loves it. Not a smile, but he will give you a fist bump for sure. It's 166 to 106. You can tell that kid is a competitor. Miller, oh, not a bad effort to try to pick up that 10.
Not a bad effort, but
It's always going to be tough.
Cardinals are looking for count, so any pin helps.
They need guys like Kopp here in the 9th frame to come through. Trailing at 166 to 108.
Cardinals
You tell
looking for a strike.
how important it is by how long he took to focus. And, it's not their game in this one. It's, again, a difficult split to pick up.
Yep, 210 again. That's just a result of the just not quite the right ball movement.
Xander Hoskins eyes it.
Should be feeling pretty carefree about that shot.
Yep, and he bowled like it. Beautiful 9th frame for the Bengals. They are now six. Make that 7 strikes now for the Bengals. 186 to 117. Here Masaki and Lindstrom. It's a great shot right there. You're right, Lindstrom bowling carefree as well, as he just demonstrated right there. This is the Bengals team we expected to see. 216 and counting for this #1 ranked Bengals squad.
You know, Lindstrom being 6'4", man, he's got great balance. You know, you can see how he stands on one leg for quite a while after he's released the ball. He is locked in and in the zone, getting ready for the next set of games for sure.
Yeah, just trying to add to this. And Coon Rapids is going to have their match low score, their low game score.
Yeah, I mean, they stay consistent, but they just couldn't get it done in those first 3 frames, and that really made all the difference.
Yeah, you're 100% right, Joe. 2 many open frames compared to Blaine, which is
just one open frame at the moment.
8 strikes, as Lindstrom will try to clean up his spare and make this all over but the shouting. An open frame there to finish, but still 231 will be more than enough for Blaine to take this match, this game and this match. So Nico Hiramasaki tries to get some back for Coon Rapids. He leaves one hanging, so they'll finish with 136. So game 5, your score 231 to 136 for Blaine as they take the 5th and decisive 5th game in a rout, putting on their best performance in game number 5 and really making it work when it counted. So, sorry, go ahead, Joe.
Oh, I was going to say pin totals. I mean, you can really see, yeah, Blaine, they got a lot of pins on that last game, finishing with a 998 total. Coon Rapids, 817.
Yeah, so ultimately Coon Rapids battled. They kind of picked the worst time to throw their low score there at the end, 231 to 136. There you see it. Each team kind of trading games here, and ultimately Blaine with the 5th and final game 5 decision to take the match. We'll be back here at Classic Bowl in Coon Rapids shortly, and when we do, it'll be Coon Rapids against Andover as we broadcast bowling for you from Classic Bowl in Coon Rapids on CTN. Back here at Classic Bowl in Coon Rapids, and it's time for match number 2 of our doubleheader here, as Coon Rapids, after falling to Blaine, takes on Andover, who has the 5th highest per game average in the state of Minnesota. So another stiff challenge for the Cardinals, Bill Hupp and Joe Sigourney. And Joe, it was a pretty fun one with Coon Rapids and Blaine, went back and forth. Bengals won the first game, Coon Rapids responded, Bengals won the third, Cardinals won the fourth, and then the Cardinals struggled in the 5th game and Blaine won in a rout. But that's no shame against the top team in the state, as they start things off with a roll from Brady Lawless. Cardinals in the red, black, and white. Andover obviously in the gold and black, as Kennedy Seelan will start things off. Bowling on lanes number 5 and 6 as SLP and St. Francis bowl on lanes 1 and 2. So Lawless tries to pick up a spare and can't. Sorry, go ahead.
Is Lawless the, I believe he's the only one-handed bowler for Coon Rapids.
Yeah, I will have to look into that, but yes, I believe that's right.
So we have the one-handers facing each other to start.
That's right. That's how I bowl, so maybe not the most effective way to do it, but Kennedy Seelan gets a spare.
Well, that's always the argument, right? You know,
it's personal preference, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, it makes sense for high schoolers to throw two-handed. I mean, it's two-handed bowling is really forcing you to get, into that athletic stance. You can really bend your knees and get down low. Oh, there's a one-handed. Okay.
Another one-handed bowler.
I missed him. And
Jenkins has been bowling really well today, and he's left himself with just a single pin. I'm gonna guess the 6 pin.
Yes.
I was right. Meanwhile, Colt Zeiss, 8th grader, with a little bit of work to do to pick up his spare. Cardinals, one of the reasons they lost that game 5 to Blaine is just that they had open frames the first couple, so they'll try to change that. And so far, so good. 2 spares, or one spare. But the first 3 frames, they had open frames as Zeiss managed just to pick up his spare. So Andover with no open frames. And now Tachera Miller will take her turn. She's a one-handed bowler as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I've completely blanked on this.
You sure you were on this, Blaine, bro?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, Miller gets a strike, the first of game number 1. Beautiful roll right there by Caden Keene. It seems like the most we've seen in terms of spares left to pick up, at least that I can remember, is 3 pins.
Yeah, there's a lot of 3-pin spares, a lot of single pins.
Yes. Not as many 2 as Keene tries to get this spare. And just had enough spin on it that it took it away from the top pin. And so an open frame here for Andover as Mason Kopp, who had a wonderful performance against Blaine, tries to make it 2 strikes in a row for the Cardinals. Best of 5 series here between Andover and Coon Rapids, and Kopp, the sophomore, does just that. 2 in a row now for Coon Rapids.
Oof.
Tough split, meanwhile, on the other lane for Andover.
Yeah, 6, 7, 10.
William Schuwerk, rather. Name so long it barely fits on his jersey.
Right.
Blaine facing off against Anoka.
Oh, he's going to go for it. Good attempt there by Schuwerk.
Not a bad attempt at all. Blaine and Anoka battling on lanes number 8 and 9. Nico Hiramasaki, homeschooled, we were told in the break, but plays tennis and Bulls for Coon Rapids. 4-year starter, so to speak, on the Coon Rapids varsity.
Great shot by Blake there.
Yeah, good response by Gabe Blake. We thought was going to lead off, but ends up bowling fifth. 62-59, but 2 straight strikes for Coon Rapids.
Here's Maki working on the double. Oh.
And he leaves the 10. Here's Samaki. His father is Australian, and so that is part of the reason he's going to Australia after graduation, spend some time there. Visit family, maybe bowl a little, who knows?
Right.
Try to collect his spare. Classic from Samaki. That's how you draw it up. What was his approach there, Joe?
Yeah, he
Besides trying to collect the spare.
yeah, he threw backup ball, and it worked out well for him.
Just started on one side of the lane. It looked like, and just tried to throw it diagonally.
So he basically took his right hand, and like kind of curved it like to the right. Yeah.
Okay.
So the ball could go to the right.
And Sealand, meanwhile, collects a strike.
Fruit salad, and a little dancing move.
Yeah, that's right. Little shimmy shake. That's got to be on the rollout. Nicely done from the Huskies leadoff bowler.
Back-to-back jacks for the Huskies.
Thibodeau responds.
Big ball there.
That might have been Thibodeau's first strike of the day, if memory serves. 108-82. And back-to-back strikes, like you said, as Ice cannot imagine playing a varsity sport, even a more under-the-radar one like bowling as an 8th grader. It's remarkable. Jenkins, the one-hander.
Oh, yeah.
Another strike for him. He went spare in the first, strike right there. Definitely a two-handed bowler, Zeiss.
Oh, late kick on the 7. Or sorry, the 10. Oh, that was bad. Late kicked on the 10. He got them all down.
Beautifully done. It all that's satisfying when it kicks out. And already Coon Rapids has bettered its performance from Game 5 against Blaine.
Yep, Game 5 just got a little shaky, but it seems like they've made the right adjustments. It is a new pair of lanes, so they might be playing a little bit different. But
speaking of adjustments, Andover 4 straight. So Miller will have an opportunity to pick up a spare. This is a good one here, 149 to 142 as we enter the late stages of game number 1 here on CTN.
Andover's got a big advantage with 4 strikes going into their setup frame.
Miller.
Oh, it's got to go, and it did.
Yeah.
Great pickup by Miller.
So she limits the damage, such as it is, and now it's 155 to 142. But like you said, 4 straight strikes. And now Schuwerk will try to add to that total.
Here's Cobb, the foundation frame. Huge ball.
Big time from Mason Kopp as he gets a little momentum back. Schuwerk with a little bit of work to do.
We have a close game.
Now 175 to 166. Of course, here Misaki will be in the closing frame for Coon Rapids. And Schuwerk able to pick up his spare.
Big pickup there.
So 175 to 170. Just one open frame for Andover this whole game. And same can be said for the Cardinals, the first one. Otherwise, it's been
two
spares
open,
and strikes.
two open
for the
frames
Cardinals?
for Andover.
Oh, for Andover, yes.
Back to back, but they have that string of strikes that is saving them right now.
So
Anybody's game.
Here, Misaki.
Huge ball. Gets them all.
Yeah, that's what he needed. The double fist pump from Nico, the captain. Gabe Blake responds. Lanky.
Another huge ball.
Little fist bump. So these two teams angling to finish over 200 each. Misaki, Blake, that roll right there, Joe, really puts the pressure on Coon Rapids.
For sure. Both teams are really feeling the pressure right now. Both of them know they got to step up and make big shots, especially right now.
195 to 190. Here Misaki makes it 2 in a row.
Boy, is he locked in or what?
3 straight. And 5 of the last 6 frames.
Blake also locked in as well.
Yeah.
What a great performance by these two right now.
Unbelievable, just trading strikes. 215 to 200. Here Misaki tries to make it a clean sweep in the 10th frame as he shares a laugh with Blake.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Coon Rapids is taking this game, but I mean, just still an impressive performance. And
from both teams,
right.
As one Nico with 1 left.
And if they're going to keep bowling like this, well, then we're in for a real treat.
Yeah, well said, Blake. 3 straight. So final score will be 224 to 210. Coon Rapids takes game number 1.
Forgive me for not knowing, but, you know, wow. I mean, we've seen, here's Maki, you know, perform really well in the final frame, close out, get a lot of strikes, and just do really well. Such a great anchor.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not around the scene in high school bowling, you're not going to know who the sort of strong players are. But here's Samaki and Kopp. Kopp's just a sophomore, but here's Samaki's been impactful since he was a freshman. So 224 to 210, easily the highest score of the day for Coon Rapids. 203, their previous high in game number 2. And a good start there with a little shimmy shake, the traditional shoulder shake from Kennedy Seelan, as Lawless will try to pick up his spare. Good start for Coon Rapids. Again, this is a best of 5. We're in game number 2. Probably the toughest 2 matchups of the day. Good job by Brady to earn that spare. There's, like we said, there's, I believe, 6 teams here competing.
Oh, come on, Messenger. Yeah, get that 7 pin.
He got it.
Come on, Messenger, do your job.
Sice. Smiling, but he'll take it. As Jenkins tries to respond. And a makeable spare, but not easy.
Certainly. You know, I've only seen it once where I've actually watched someone throw a ball and it go in between both pins, but not get either of them.
Wow. You could do that without it. Like, it'd be hard to do that just trying.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you could throw 100, do 100 attempts, and not make a single one.
So Jenkins with a big ball right here as Andover started out 2 straight. He's just going to take the 1. Dating back to last game, I believe Andover has like 6 strikes in a row because they had strikes in the last 4 frames or 4 rolls. As Jaden Balaban awaits his turn. To Shara Miller. Again, that side spin has left a couple of those pins hanging out on the right.
Yeah, typical spare for Miller there.
Oh, yep.
Kick it, yeah. Get out 9.
They have gotten the luck of the pin drops here, and again, Another strike for Andover as they have set a ferocious pace here in game number 2.
We're seeing a lot more pins fly around on this pair of lanes.
Sometimes it can go like that. Miller knocks him down. You've worked at a bowling alley recently. And yeah, not all lanes are created equal. Oh,
for sure. Yeah, if I went to my my hometown center, which I'm going to shout out Superior Lanes in Marquette, Michigan. Yeah, no, I could tell you which lanes will give you more kick.
William Short. So, Joe, you're from Wisconsin and went to Northern Michigan and really got into bowling during the pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah, I picked it up kind of as a side hobby. My girlfriend at the time she was working there, and you know, on the slow days, she just said, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing." She said, "All right, come swing on by, come bowl." And I'm like, "All right." And yeah, the rest is history. Fell in love with it after that.
Yeah, it's definitely an addiction.
For sure.
I mean, well, you can really get into it, and similar to golf, you can always get better. Finally, a spare for Schuerk and the Huskies, but still no open lanes yet. We're nearly at the midway point. Coon Rapids coming off a strike of their own, 87-57, as here Misaki and Blake exchange a laugh. Of course, these kids, again, have grown up for years competing against one another.
Right.
Often good friends. So Misaki,
another light mixer,
continues his run. He had two of the 3 frames he earned strikes on, and Blake is about as hot as you could get right now. 4 straight.
Huge balls from the anchors there.
Strikes from him. 107-77 at the midway point. We're back to the top with Thibodeau. Timothy Thibodeau.
Nice. Tripped out the 7.
Another strike, 3 straight. Turkey's 4 or 3?
Turkey's 3.
Turkey's 3, so turkey for Coon Rapids. Oh, meanwhile, Seelan
ringing 10 pin.
had 2 straight strikes, but the 10th would not cooperate. We'll see if she still gives the shoulder shake after a spare. One-handed bowler. That'll do it. Yeah, nicely done. As you can see, she only does the shoulder shake after strikes.
You know, kind of surprising. You know, making your singles pin spares is honestly just as important as striking, right? I mean, why strike if you can't spare?
Jenkins, with his normal understated approach, leaves a couple hanging.
Yeah, he just didn't quite seem to get the speed he wanted on that.
No. Zeiss. Look of extreme focus and a makeable spare, but certainly not the greatest start. Those kind of things can open the door for Coon Rapids to come back.
Now that's the kind of reaction Jenkins is looking for.
Yep. That's how you pick up the spare. It's one of my favorite things right there, those 2 things right there. Bowling offers such redemption if you have a poor first roll.
Right.
And that was demonstrated right there by Zeiss and then by Jenkins. As Tashera Miller. 142 to 134. Andover's lead tightens.
Ball's got her get there.
Yeah, it just did not quite spin middle like she wanted it to. Two-handed bowler Jacob Alleman.
was way left.
That had a lot of spin. What I don't know, and what would be interesting to find out, is how much coaching there is done mid-game. Probably a lot.
It could be a lot.
Out there.
It might just be just more of a kind of a, keep the kids' confidence up.
Yep. Possible as well. Neither picks up their spare as Balaban.
And then they might be getting instruction on what adjustments they need to make. And of course, bowling, you're making it's like golf. You're making such small adjustments.
Right, I guess that was what I was wondering, is how much is a coach kind of tweaking?
You don't want to coach them too much because you don't want them to overthink. There's a great adjustment there.
Oh, sure, with the
grenade toss there.
Yeah, with the celebrations. I like these choreographed celebrations. I won't lie. Cop, unlucky. He's been rolling it so well.
There's another solid 9 that we haven't seen in a while, but. Cop getting instruction from his coach right now.
So that might be one of those sort of mid adjustments. How do you roll it?
I'm not sure why he would tell him before he shoots a spare, unless he's. Oh my!
Unable to pick it up.
I hope he wasn't giving him instruction about his first shot there. It would not be the time to do so, in my opinion.
You're right.
Just try to move on.
I feel like Coach DeVries at this point probably has pretty good instincts for those things.
For sure.
Given his long history. He was on the team recently, and how about the heater that Gabe Blake has been on? He has thrown nothing but strikes against Coon Rapids so far. .188 to 158. Hiramasaki trying to keep his team in it. Maybe not possible at this point, score-wise.
Right, but I mean, still, if you want anyone to step up, it's him.
He is your anchor, and he leaves the 10 out there. He's done that a couple. When he's not getting strikes, that's what seems to happen.
Right. No, that was a good shot. Not the outcome he wanted.
Yeah, Blake has been unbelievable so far. 5 strikes. And he'll have an opportunity for turkeys in the first 2 games. Excuse me, 6 straight strikes. The last 3 of the final round, and then of the 10th frame, and then frame 5, and then the first 2 of this 10th frame. So just padding the Huskies' score at this point. As Keen is actually going to take the last one for Andover. And the spare picked up by Hiramasaki.
They might just be giving Keen a little bit more practice here. Not sure that he needs it, though.
Yeah, I was going to say. Looked pretty good there. 218 to 168, your final score. Wait, I should say, spoke too soon. As Hiramasaki will have another roll. But Andover going to be the winners. Once again, back and forth matches here as Darren McGurr, the longtime head coach of Andover, comes over and gives his lineup for the next game. Hiramasaki. Oh,
another stone 9.
Tough.
It's not too terribly common for right-handers to leave that. So I'm kind of shocked with how many stone 9s we've seen so far in this broadcast.
Andover coach Darvin McGurr. I think I called him Darren, apologies. I just couldn't read the script on the back of his jersey. Darvin McGurr, Coach DeVries in the foreground there. So the final score was 218 to 177. Andover takes it. Coon Rapids just likes alternating wins and losses. That's what they've done all day. Lost to Blaine, won game 2, lost game 3, won game 4, lost game 5, and then
he tripped the 4.
Beautiful shot there by Jenkins. So good start for Coon Rapids here as Kennedy Seelan gives the ball a pat, and she will set herself. She's leading off as she's done the last 2 times. A little bit of work to do.
And again, that's a tough spare.
So if the pattern holds, then Coon Rapids will win this one. We'll go to eventually a decisive game 5. It's best of 5. Blaine won the first match 3-2 over Coon Rapids. Give them everything they can handle. Sealer picks up her spare. She's done that a couple times today. Brady Lawless has been in the 2-hole pretty consistently, and they're kind of alternating between Jenkins and Tashara Miller here in this final, or in game number 3.
Lawless seems to be struggling just a little bit with, there's a Brooklyn strike.
Nice, yeah.
Lawless seems to be struggling just a little bit with keeping his ball from crossing over. I'm not sure if it's a foot adjustment he needs to make with his footing, or if he just needs a new line. Great pickup there regardless.
Yeah, it was. Lawless has shown that resiliency, that bounce back ability. So no open frames yet. Jaden Balaban's turn. Gets a ton of spin on that ball. But he'll have a little bit left for his spare.
Two-handed 5-step approach, does his little hop skip before he releases the ball.
Yeah, it's very rhythmic, as
way outside and leaves a 10-pin.
Tons of side spin there from Thibodeau. And the spare collected for Balaban. Beautifully done.
Yep.
And bowling is probably one of those things. I mean, it's not like golf necessarily, but bowling is probably one of those things where you can't necessarily practice certain shots. You just kind of bowl.
You have to get yourself into situations, right?
To work on some stuff, I suppose.
You know, bowling just, a lot of it just comes down to, you know, your subconscious knows what to do. You just got to turn your brain off and trust it.
Yeah. Just muscle memory at a certain point. Great
exactly.
Bowl by Shurek. William Shurek.
Oh,
wow. Tripped both of them. Cobb knows he got away with one there.
Yep.
Smiles about it.
Yeah, he's been.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. These both.
Kopp has been hot for sure.
So now Blake and Hirosaki, who have put on quite a duel in the anchor role here this afternoon.
Both of them need to step up and throw big balls right now. We have no clean frames. Or no open frames, clean frames.
70 to 69 our score as Hirosaki gets the strike he needs.
And he knows he got pretty lucky there.
Blake has been about as automatic as they come here for Andover. Have not seen him throw anything but a strike so far.
Right. And it, as impressive as that is, you kind of want to be a little bit worried because when you get in the zone just throwing strikes, all of a sudden throwing a spare can just really mess with you. Oh, tap it.
Oh, so close. 10-pin rocking for Tashara Miller. But it stands up. Kennedy sealing now. Oh, the gritty. She's got a variety of celebrations.
Sealing with a great, one-handed traditional kegel style form.
Yeah, Miller, we've seen her struggle to pick up that 10-pin at times. She's gotten it a couple times, but she's also missed a few times.
The pesky 10-pin.
The pesky 10-pin is...
All the bowlers out there
it is the
can
bane
relate.
of bowlers' existence.
For right-handers.
Yeah, yeah, I should qualify. Not everyone bowls right-handed. Zeiss with tons of spin from the left side. Doing that kind of ice-cold celebration. I like that the kids are doing the celebrations, but they're not like going all out with it. Almost like it's an inside joke.
Right.
That's what Brady Lawless needs.
This game is still close. They're trying not to get too overwhelmed. They're trying to stay locked in.
150 to 126. Andover leads. Andover's working on 4 straight strikes, trying to make it 5 straight with Jaden Balabin.
Yep.
5 it is.
There's a Badger for you.
Wow. Balabin in his first year of high school bowling, but he's been bowling for 5 years before that. Great form there. Beautiful form from Thibodeau. Sophomore who aims to become a paramedic firefighter after high school's over. You need cool nerves in that. You need cool nerves in the bowling, on the bowling lanes.
Oh,
as
for
well.
sure.
Mason Cott.
I did not expect that from him.
No, he's
was
had
consistent
a couple tough luck situations today.
for so long in this game, this set of games.
So Kopp, 170, 207 to 170. Each Kopp and Schuwerk working on spares. And in a sign of extreme athleticism, I'm getting a hamstring cramp. So I've got to stand up. Apologies to whoever's standing behind me. Great event that is put on here by Rob DeVries and company. Classic Bowl in Coon Rapids. 207 to 170 as we get to the 10th and final frame for the anchors. Gabe Blake and Nico Hiramasaki. It's just automatic.
Such a great shot.
Automatic
6 just
until
went
then.
right around the 10.
Yeah. That's the first non-strike we've seen all day from Gabe Blake. So Hiramasaki steps up. Believe the game might be out of reach, but it is out of reach. Back of the napkin math, but Hiramasaki will still take that strike. So Andover, it's just a matter of their margin of victory. They'll have won 2 straight as we head to the decisive or potentially decisive game 4. Clark on the other end, meanwhile, still entertaining against Anoka. Got some JV bowling happening on the other lanes on the far side as Hiramasaki tries to get the Cardinals to 200. does. Gets him closer. You can see it. It's pretty obvious watching some of these teams why the anchor bowlers are who they are.
Oh, of course. Oh, he's going to throw a little backup ball. I'm not sure what he did there.
That's called messing around and having some fun. 216 to 193, the final score here in game number 3. Andover has found the hot streak. And I will say, Joe, even in Andover's loss in game number 1, they still bowled 210. So the Huskies have been remarkably consistent here with 210, 218, and now 216.
Right. I mean,
and only a tremendous performance by Coon Rapids in game 1. That's the only reason they lost, but they've looked really good. And Coon Rapids, meanwhile, have bowled pretty well, but certainly game 1 was their high watermark.
Right, and we're seeing both teams throw pretty consistently well. I don't know if Coon Rapids will do a lineup change or not, but
yeah, they're keeping it pretty consistent here. Masaki in the anchor role, Scott Jenkins bowling third, leading off with Lawless, and then Tashara Miller. So they basically have the same 4 bowlers in Thibodeau in the 2 spot. As Kennedy Seeland starts things off.
Great shot.
And does the dabs a little for effect. So how will Brady Lawless respond? Not what he wanted.
Hey, you know what? It's first
but it
frame.
happens.
It happens.
First frame. Shake it off, can still pick up the spare.
You know, this is, if I don't want to admit this, but when I have thrown a gutter ball in league on the first shot, you know, that's always just take time, laugh it off, you know, look at everybody, remember why you're there, take a deep breath, and just throw the next possible best ball you can.
I think there was a musician who once sang that you need to shake it off. I don't know. Can't remember her name, but same 5 bowlers for Andover in the first in the order as it's going to be Seelan, Zeiss, Balabin, Schuwerk, and then Blaine. And there we see Zeiss.
Zeiss is a little unorthodox. I mean, obviously
is.
throwing two-handed is unorthodox, but he's
beautiful
shot
roll there. Thibodeau's heating up. He's got the glove on. He means business.
Zeiss starts his approach with his feet just almost hanging off the back of the approach.
He really gets almost a running start, and sometimes something like that can happen.
Right, and sometimes he seems to kind of, I mean, I could be wrong. He seems to kind of be muscling the ball a little bit, and when you start muscling the ball, that's kind of where you worry about consistency. You know,
hard to control it.
Right,
when you do that.
You want to be as smooth and as fluid as possible, especially when you're holding a 14-pound or 15-pound bowling ball.
Yeah.
There's some trouble there on lane number 6.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough spare to pick up. Great roll there.
9-pin went late
for Balabin. And it's 3 of the first 4. 2 of the first 3, I should say, as strikes for Andover. Do you have a favorite number? What number would you be if you had a bowling jersey?
Interesting question. Probably number 7.
Number 7.
Yep.
I also like the number 7. Jenkins goes with the count there, picking up 3.
Smart move there.
34 apiece here in game number 4. Coon Rapids trailing at 2-1 to Andover. And Schuwerk gets ready to roll. Something that's really stood out to me whenever I do these events is just how much fun the kids seem to be having. Yes, there's competition. Yes, there's pressure. 3 straight now. or excuse me, 2 straight for Andover. But they always just seem to be having a good time, which obviously high school sports, is the most important thing.
I mean, yeah, you're bowling.
How could you not be happy?
How could you not have fun while bowling?
So was your then girlfriend who worked at the bowling alley, was she good at bowling?
Yeah, she's good.
Okay.
She's a rugby player.
Oh, okay.
She plays. I'm a shout out to the Twin Cities Amazons.
Oh, okay.
She plays
nice.
scrum half for them, and yeah, game this weekend on Saturday.
Nice. Spare collected by Cop. Cop was a 10-year youth bowler before his second year of high school bowling, just a sophomore. Is Cop. Gabe Blake has been red hot. He continues it with another strike.
Three in a row for Andover.
Blake, high score of 289. Throws the Black Widow legend, the IQ, and the T-zone.
Oh, kick it, yes!
Big roll there from Hiramasaki.
Messenger gets the 10 pin. Love to see it.
Now, is the Messenger a certain pin or just any pin that knocks over the 10 pin?
Usually the head pin.
Okay.
When we talk about messenger strikes, it's usually the head pin bouncing off the wall, coming back and taking out the 10.
Shara Miller tries to keep it going for Coon Rapids.
She went through the nose on that shot, but got a pretty lucky break, only left the 610.
Very makeable spare as Sealand.
Great shot.
Second straight strike for her. Huts out a war whoop. Hers are my favorite celebrations because she's sort of expressionless, but then she just kind of lets something fly. It's funny. Shara Miller, calm and cool as she knocks down the 9 and 10. 104 to 84. Andover trying to make this game set match. Of course, they'll still play all 5 games, still bowl all 5 games, but Andover would clinch a victory here with the win. Colton Zeiss.
Oh, and that will be tricky.
As a lefty, what's the most difficult spare for you to pick up?
7 pin.
7 pin, yeah.
Yep.
Just because of its angle.
It's not
location.
even because the angle. It's just intimidating. I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah, no, where it's at.
The single pin in the corner and opposite hand, or I guess same side hand.
Same side hand, yeah.
We haven't seen a split made today. There's one.
Oh, well done by Colt Zeiss.
Shot it the hard way.
The 8th grader, the lefty. Decisive. Now it's Thibodeau.
Oh.
Tough angle with his side spin, but doesn't help Coon Rapids' cause as they try to play catch up against Andover.
Right.
Jaden Balabin. Oh, 10 pin didn't want to cooperate.
That was not a great shot, but you got away with it.
Sometimes you do in bowling. Jenkins not his finest shot, but try to collect a spare. Neatly done from Balabin. So just one open frame here in this game number 4 for Andover. Huskies, one of those schools where just about every sports team feels like they're in the mix for a conference title. They are just a really well-run and successful athletic department.
Jenkins.
Oh, not a bad effort.
No.
Just leaves the head pin.
Yeah, ball just deflected and left the 5.
So now it's William Schuert's turn. And game number 4, Coon Rapids fell to Blaine 3-2 in the first match. And they trail it 2-1 here in the second.
Cobb is just still struggling.
Yeah, he's just, that's the first time we've seen him do that tonight. And meanwhile, a little bit of luck for Schuert, but he'll take it.
And Andover is pretty much ran away with this one. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
What a shot by Kopp. You know what? I take back everything I said about him.
I was going to say.
I was not
what
expecting
were you saying about him struggling?
Wow.
Beautiful shot there from Kopp.
Struggle with the first ball. That just convert a tough split like it's nothing.
Coon Rapids, like we said, currently the 19th highest team average in the state with 182 average. Andover is 5th with a 193 average. So this is a team that has been consistently good all year. That's poor by Blake's standards, as it's one of the first times where he's not bowled a strike. Varsity for Andover has won the conference championship several times in the last decade. Varsity has finished as high as 6th in state. Darvin McGurr in his 16th season as the head coach of Andover. And his wife Patty is coach of the JV. Good bowl by Nico Hirmasaki. Blake knocks one down.
Yep, chopped the 3 there.
His team is in command, and he'll finish with 197. As Hirmasaki will try to close the gap a little bit, but this is all over but the shouting as far as the game goes.
Right. Still got to see great bowling.
Oh, yeah.
You know, first 2 games were close, especially that first game.
Fantastic scores, 216 to 193. That's when both teams are bowling it well. Hirmasaki does not commit a foul and leaves the 10 pin. I would imagine some bowlers get up to that line in a hurry and have to really, really avoid falling over.
Yeah, you can put some strain. You know, you're standing on one leg usually. You can put quite a bit of strain on it if you're trying to stop quickly. But again, I'm assuming these kids, you know, throw quite a few shots a week, so
very much so.
Probably have the strength for it now. They sure are proving it.
Focus and concentration. I can see it as he's unable to pick up his spares, so that'll be it. 148, second lowest score of the day for Coon Rapids. 197 to 148 the final here in game number 4. And we've got 1 game left in this bowling doubleheader here on CTN Coon Rapids. Bill Hupp, Joe Sigourney, our entire terrific crew, led by director Neil Hennon. Pleased to be bringing you Coon Rapids bowling as we do every year here from Classic Bowl in Coon Rapids.
Of course, yeah. Shout out to Classic Bowl for, you know, letting us come invade their space.
Yeah.
It's already pretty packed in here, as you can imagine. So.
No, it's very fun. Great environment for bowling. Andover going to switch it up here for the 5th and final game and go with Caden Keene in the 2 slot. Yeah, packed house here between the JV and what you don't really appreciate is the crowd behind us that are standing. I mean, it's standing room only because there's not really seats for the audience. As Brady Lawless
Big 4
leaves himself with a tough spare to pick up.
That's one of the harder ones.
Yes, I can
to get.
imagine. Let's see what Dance Kennedy Seelan has in store if she can pick up a strike, which she's been doing about half the time. She'll have a little bit of work to do for a spare.
Yep, that ball just got a little squirrely, went a little too far outside, didn't come back.
And for those who don't know, Joe, there can be a lot of different oil patterns. Like you said, golf holes can be designed in a bunch of different ways. Same thing with how a lane can be oiled.
Right. Yeah.
And that affects the ball traveling, the ball flight, if you will.
Yes.
Shara Miller.
Shorter patterns, yeah, you're going to want to be playing your ball more on the outside. Ball's going to hook a lot sooner. Longer oil patterns, you're going to want to be playing more the center. Ball's going to hook a lot less. But if you're an average league bowler, if you are a bowler enjoyer or you bowl in league, this is a house pattern, the regular house pattern that they are bowling on. So.
Caden Keene goes and gets the gold ball to try to pick up his spare after Shara Miller got a strike. But yeah, oil patterns, I'm just not sure the average casual bowler really knows that much about them, or how they're different, how they can be different, and how sometimes it's a matter of adjusting to a lane's or an alley's bowling or oil patterns.
Right.
In terms of, sometimes it takes you a little while to get going because of that.
Right, and that's why, people always say, lefties have the advantage. Well, because there's not as many, balls going down the left side of the lane, so the oil's not going to be pushed around and moved as much on the right side.
Would you agree with that, or do you think that's overstated as far as an advantage goes?
No, I agree.
Says the left-handed bowler.
Right.
Good roll there by Balabin, but Scott Jenkins, an 8th grader, high game of 247 this year. Also does traveling baseball and traveling basketball. Balabin can't quite collect his spare. Balabin played baseball for 13 years. And he's playing hoops this year as well.
Seems like a lot of bowlers are multi-sport athletes.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the traits you need, focus and balance and whatnot, translate to other sports.
Right.
Oh, Kopp unlucky to not get the messenger.
Yeah, no help on the 9 there.
To knock over that final pin. William Shurek picks up a strike. Beautiful. From Shurek in his senior season.
First strike for Andover this match.
And that's how you need it done. Mason Kopp, to the delight of the crowd around us. I gotta say, the bowling balls that Shurek rolls, these are some awesome names. Jackal Ghost, Motive Pride, Storm Ice. Be a fun job, name bowling balls.
Right. Oh, another
Blake.
9 pin. Oh, man.
Kay Blake was on a heater to start things. 7 strikes in a row before he's cooled off a little bit. Also a senior. Very experienced lineup for Coon Rapids, as Nico Hiramasaki also leaves one out there.
Yeah, his ball came in just a little bit high.
Hiramasaki again in that anchor roll. 77-75, a narrow lead for Andover.
He's going to hook at this.
Beautifully done, exactly how he drew it up. And he knows it.
It's 3 straight spares for the Cardinals.
Not empty. They're not empty. Empty sets, so that's good. Thibodeau.
Oh,
Beautifully done.
high flush.
That was a gorgeous looking strike. And what a response with a jump shot.
She's got a celebration for
Yeah.
a new one every time.
Yeah, she's got it like in the bag. She must be accustomed to piling up the strikes in these games to think of all these ones.
Right.
So the two teams trade strikes after trading spares. And it's 97-96. It remains tight here in game number 5 rather. Andover has already won, but, you know, there's pride. Coon Rapids would love to end this on a winning note. They fell 3-2 to Blaine, and they're losing 3-1 to Andover, and that's partly why. Caden Keene, in the middle of the order, doing damage for the Huskies.
Oh, hang on.
Beautiful. Nice job by Tashara Miller. Kind of hugging that that end line, that sideline, and managed to stay in with that side spin. Jaden Balaban. Right maroon ball, maroonish red. A little bit of work to do.
Yeah, left himself a tough spare there.
The 8th grader, Scott Jenkins.
That crossed over and he
Yeah, I was
washed
gonna
out.
say, a little too much side spin on that. Does have a series of 675 this season. Balaban can't get the spare. So it's 140 to 128. As we get into the latter half of this game number 5. It certainly blew me away. I was pretty accustomed to it after the first year, but the first year I was like, I had no idea high school kids could bowl this well. It was very impressive. Just knowing how you bowl, like you being yourself, you know, how I bowl, and then seeing these kids just get, you know, teams just get like 6, 7 strikes in a row. It's very impressive.
Oh yeah, these kids could school me.
And you're a good bowler in your own right, so.
Well, sure. Thanks for being so kind.
We certainly know what you're talking about. I assumed.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, it was part of my life for a while, so.
Mm-hmm. And it is one of those things. I have a 75-year-old uncle who still bowls in a league.
Right.
Just like golf. Schuer, excuse me, William Schuer, dusting out the 2014 celebration.
Oh, no help on the 4-pin.
Cops
Yeah.
a little unlucky against Andover here. 150 to 139 in the 9th frame. Blake and Hiramasaki on deck. Cop locking in on that 8-pin. There it is. Job done for Mason Kopp. Blake scheduled to attend University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire. Wisconsin, good bowling city, good bowling state rather. Hiramasaki disappointing, as he will challenge to pick up that spare. Blake also tasked with getting the spare.
Yeah.
Both these kids clearly wanted to finish with a string of strikes, but
Right, I think we're starting to see a result of the lane starting to break down.
maybe a little fatigue as well at this point.
Oh, for sure.
Like golf, such a form sport, and easy to see that form break down. So we'll see what Nico tries to do here. And he just picks up the 2 that he can. So Blaine, or rather Coon Rapids, finishes with 154 here in game number 5. They won the first one in this match, but Andover rattling off 4 straight to close things. And there, Blake gets the
That'll finish it.
strike that he wants, as this one ends 180 to 154. So Coon Rapids looks real impressive in the first one, 224 to 210, but ultimately Andover comes to life and takes the next 4 games, as you see there, putting up some very impressive scores to win this one going away 4-1. But again, fun to watch, a fun match to watch with some really good, really impressive trading of strikes.
Right.
In terms of what were you impressed with today, Joe, from Coon Rapids?
Just a lot of consistency. We've seen a lot of good bowlers. The young ones especially are looking really solid. So I can't wait to see just how they develop and how they keep working on their form. I mean, your bowling form kind of, it stays the same, but also not. I mean, it's a lifetime sport. You're going to keep working on it. You're going to keep working on just getting smoother and more accurate and, doing everything you can. So.
Well, Joe, that was fun. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed watching some high-quality bowling here. Coon Rapids falls to Blaine 3-2 as we take a look at our upcoming schedule here on CTN Coon Rapids. Playoff volleyball tonight, but you can watch it on Thursday. And then Friday, Coon Rapids visits Forest Lake to take on a really good Rangers team. And that will premiere on that Friday night. And then girls hockey. It's already hockey season. And
Can't
that'll
believe
start
it.
this weekend. So thanks again for coming out, Joe. It was great to work with you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And we enjoyed it very much. Coon Rapids falls to Blaine in the opener of the bowling doubleheader 3-2. And they lose to Andover 4-1 in the nightcap. That'll do it for our broadcast here on CTN Coon Rapids from Classic Bowl. I'm Bill Hupp for Joe Sigourney, for director Neil Hennon, and our entire crew at CTN. Thanks for watching this exclusive presentation of Coon Rapids Bowling on CTN.